Welcome everybody to the Dave Knows Comics live stream. I am your host, David Lee, and I bet you are looking at things from a new perspective. For those of you who are familiar with my live streams over on the wrestling channel, this might look a little different to you. That's because we are going to be doing a live draw along. So you see me up here in this little section, but then you also see right here a piece of paper. Gonna make drawing a little bit easier, so that way I can draw along with you guys, and I'm going to be taking any kind of requests. Sorry for coming on late. I know I was supposed to do this a lot earlier, but unfortunately there's a massive storm outside here in the New York area, so there's a lot of flooding. A lot of flooding came my way, so I wasn't able to start the live stream when I wanted to. But all here now. The roads were pretty bad, but I'm here. So, got that taken care of. Alright, and I'm just trying to set up now to see this thing the way I need to see it. Okay, so... Hey! What's going on, Harry Flynn? Vinny Montana, happy Rusev Day. Happy Rusev Day. Okay, so here I am. We are on the live stream. Guys are coming in. Very good. Thank you. 1 thumbs up already. Thank you so much, guys. All right, Joshua A., what is up indeed? Okay, so yeah, you guys from the New York area, greater New York area, I think you'll know, we're getting hit with some pretty bad rain, so the flooding was pretty bad on the road, so I wasn't able to start this at the time I wanted, as I was saying, for those of you just joined us, but finally I'm here now. So, okay guys, live drawing session, as you know, on Tuesdays on the Dave Knows Comics channel. I like to do some drawing videos, so I figured why not do something live, especially since we haven't had a live one yet in a while. Happy Rusev Dave. Can't wait to see you draw. Oh, awesome. All right, Sebastian. Yeah. Well, so I'll get that started. This is going to be a little bit different than what I normally do, as I am going to be doing some drawing here live with you guys in the live stream. Fun fact, Owen Hart won his first triple threat match in... Oh, that is a fun fact. Okay, we draw Hawkeye. All right, Vinny Montana, and that's what we're going to talk about. I was going to say, so who should we draw today? And we got 1 vote for Hawkeye. Draw Albert getting Superman punched. All right, for the first one, I guess I'll go with the first one I saw. Hey, Zach Rowe, thank you for joining me. I think we might have to go with Hawkeye. That's not a bad one. I haven't heard that one. I wasn't expecting that. So I wanted to see what you guys wanted me to draw, so I'll start drawing something based off of this. Okay, but so keeping the whole live stream thing going, let's see what you guys think. Any particular style you guys want me to do? And are you guys hearing me okay? So far, no one said anything, so I think... Still trying to adjust and maintain. It's going to be interesting, me trying to draw, keeping in focus of the camera, and hopefully the camera's not shaking too much. I vote Thanos with a full gauntlet. That's not bad. That's not bad. Thanos is fun. Can you draw Yugi C? Yeah, that, you kind of lost me on that one. I don't know who that is. Vote Thanos. Okay, so we got 1 vote for Hawkeye, 1 vote for Thanos. We'll say Hawkeye. Okay, well, how about this? How do you want Hawkeye? Do you want, like, movie Hawkeye? Do you want, like, weird, like, purple head, like, hat guy? I don't even know what to call that thing, you know, cowl? Hawkeye, you know. Let's get some ideas. Let's get some consensus. What are you guys all going to vote on? You know, let's see who we can agree with. Vinny, okay, Vinny wants the movie. All right, good, because that's way better than miniskirt, you know, pointy face mask thing, whatever. The Wolverine kind of thing, but not exactly. All right. What else has anyone got? Who else? Who knows? I like Thanos too. I think that's a good pick too. Anybody else? Anybody else got any requests? Ultimate Hawkeye with the red goggles. Oh, all right. That's not bad. Movie Hawkeye. Okay. Jeremy Renner fans up in the smaller. Draw Drax doing a Batista bomb. That's not bad. That's not bad. Not Strange would be cool. Okay. All right. Well, let's see what we can do about that. Let's see. I'm trying to think of if I could accommodate everybody, but okay. We'll start with that. Okay, well, I'll just go with what I saw first. So, we'll have movie Hawkeye. Now, how do I want to draw Hawkeye? Now, as you guys who watch the Monday Night Wrong might be aware of, I draw different styles because all the drawings are actually done by me. Well, not the video game episode, but all the hand drawings, all the animations, all the cartoons are drawn by me, and I try to draw them in different styles. That way, it doesn't look like they're all done by me, even though I'm just telling you now, so that's kind of weird. But and thank you for the thumbs up, by the way. So, with that being said, I want to accommodate all of you. So, stylistically, if you guys are interested, I don't know if it matters to you, but I'm just going to try to do. My friend is a great drawer. Awesome, cool. Hey, formal ghost. So, guess I'm going to stick to my standard comic booky, kind of cartoonish kind of style. All right, now. All right, I've got an idea. Okay, so, and over here, I do have my art supply box for anybody. So don't worry, I got all my tools here. Dave, how about Hawkeye shooting Hal Hurt wearing a Roman Reigns shirt? Well, that's a bulletproof vest that Roman Reigns got there. So, if Roman Reigns, if he was wearing a Roman Reigns vest, that might not work so well for him. Okay, so for those of you familiar with my process, I'm going to try. I don't know why, but lately, as I was talking about style is a very interesting thing. For me, and if you guys have any questions or you just, talk about anything while we're drawing, my live streams are very easy going, so we talk about anything that comes to mind. And if you have any questions about anything, feel free to ask. Okay, so here's the deal. A lot of the process here is, now this is what's called the pre-drawing or the rendering. And it's part of just how I feel things out. Getting the idea of what's going on. And I might, from time to time, let me try to lower the camera a little bit because I know I'm bending down a lot to draw. So I try to pose myself because I don't really understand how things work. There's certain things you have to think about when it comes to your body. Like I don't think about how to shoot an arrow. I don't even think I've ever shot an arrow. Do you see Jeremy Hawk Ortiz? Oh yes, I definitely did, Vinny. What's better in your opinion, Marvel, DC? In my opinion, historically, Marvel. Don't get me wrong, in Hills and Valleys, sometimes it goes one way or the other. But for me, Marvel has consistently been the better company, I find. At least in terms of comic books. I've always been a Marvel guy. DC, I bought DC Comics before, and I still do occasionally, but yeah, I'm more of that. Joe Roman's wearing demolition gear and getting Superman punched. All right, and also, I'm not shy about admitting the fact that sometimes drawings don't work out specifically the way I'm thinking. Another limitation I have is I don't pay attention to left or right-handed all that much. So when people talk about comic book characters and just say, "Oh, that guy's left-handed," I don't think about it. With all the Loki Avengers theories out there, I don't think about whether or not Loki was left-handed or not. So I wasn't thinking that. Okay, I think. Yeah. And I never realized how distracted this is when I'm thinking about answering questions and trying to keep up with the chat. But it's okay. I'll figure this out. Okay, so... Okay, I definitely want Hawkeye looking down. So, looking on a downward angle. So that I know I want. And I think I want his face turned. Problem right now is I'm really trying to think of how to draw someone firing an arrow because I don't have any real frame of reference for it. As weird as that might sound, it's I'm aware of the process, and in case you see me moving my hands around a lot, I'm trying to figure that kind of nonsense out because I was it's I can picture it in my head okay, but then in practice, it kind of throws me off. Oh, I made them too big. Okay, because I kind of have an idea of what I want. I think I know. And this pre-drawing is the part where you're allowed to make all the mistakes. Side-by-side drawing of your favorite hero and favorite villain. Spider-Man standing next to Lex Luthor is a bit of a boring dynamic. Jordan Nikki Bella as Black Widow. Whoa, that sounds like an advanced copy. Okay, I think I need to just start getting a move on this. I've been reading a ton of Spider-Man lately. All of the alternate versions of him are weird. Yeah, they are. I mean, I'm not the biggest alternate like universe kind of guy. Like, you know, to a small degree, it's cool, but I don't like too many of them. So, you know, some of them are cool. Like, I really like Spider Gwen. I thought Spider Gwen is a really fun character. I like her a lot, but I'm also a big Gwen Stacy fan, so that also helps. Okay. Right. So just to let you know my thought process, I've been kind of confused right now because I've been thinking, I want Hawkeye jumping through the air and like firing an arrow, but I'm not thinking about, like, I know drawing a bow is like this, but when you fire, I don't know how long you stay in that pose, or I'm trying to think of like other things. So I'm just kind of not thinking as much about the actual pose as much as the post pose, and it's just something I have no frame of reference for because I don't know what point you left go of, and I just something I've never paid attention to. But it's okay. I think I'm figuring it out. All right, so this is the pre-drawing stage, and this is the easiest stage to do because you're just kind of getting energy down. You're just kind of flowing and making like scribbles. It doesn't have to be accurate or great. You can take multiple swipes at something, and this way you see what works and what doesn't. This is the part where you make your mistakes, and this is when you get to see what your drawing is going to look like. Okay, game is coming out 2019. Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man is Tom Holland. That's not bad. Which comic books are you reading now? Spider-Man primarily. I'm a big Spider-Man guy, and also Deadpool. I haven't been happy with Deadpool in a while, but I'm kind of sticking it out. You know, it's like Deadpool. You know, Deadpool hasn't been what I wanted in a while, but I just keep running it out. Noir Spider-Man is probably my favorite version, and I found out into the Spider-Verse. Nick Cage is playing him. Yeah, I thought that was a weird pick myself, but that's that Nicolas Cage for you. Just can't stay away. Harry Flynn is, but we don't know what it's called yet. So anything you say is, you know, is good enough for now. All right, so here, now I've erased enough and I just want to get stuff down on paper. So I was already drawing and his hand is off screen or off here. And because of this, I don't like drawing. You can't try to cram his fist in and try to tramp things in. If you already start drawing things and they fall off the paper, they fall off the paper. Don't try to force things in because that's when things look prospectively wrong. So I did want to see his bow in the shot, but I guess I'm not going to do that. Where's Spider-Man is pretty for? Avengers. I don't think it's going to be called that, though. You know, especially when they said, like, it's going to be a spoiler. Like, why would they keep that secret? Why couldn't they just say it? And plus, in other countries, it is called Avengers Assemble, so that's also going to throw things off, too. Okay, oh. Take some of my own advice. They did? When did they confirm that? Because that's a dumb title. There's nobody that fits that criteria for me in comic books because, well, I think Batman is, like I said this yesterday on the wrestling live stream, well, I do think Batman is a bit overrated. I don't think he's that overrated, you know. There's nobody that I saw tanked a company as badly, you know. There's nobody that I can name who has that ability because, you know, Batman has definitely has, you know, his merits. And also on top of that, you know, people tend to acknowledge the validity of it. So there's nobody. I mean, there are people that I don't like a lot. Like, I'm not a Sentry fan. I don't like the Sentry at all. But barely anyone knows who Sentry is. So, you know, who cares? Dave, have you ever picked up chicks with your heart? No, not at all. Believe me, I didn't even know that was an option. Oh, I heard Avengers Endgame. I heard that too. Yeah, I heard that too. Yo, what up, Double A, the man behind all the great graphic designs, including the banner here for this channel. Okay, so. Okay. Okay, so right now I'm just doing this. It's just trying to get down lines, get down shapes, get down looks to kind of see what I'm working with. Also allowing the drawing to start hinting at me, giving an idea of what I'm going to be drawing. You know, you think sometimes as you draw things, things reveal themselves differently, and then you look at it and you're like, oh, that's how I want to do it instead. Or you draw down a line not exactly as you thought you were going to, and instead it becomes something else. So it gives you a different idea. And that's the key to be aware of, is to make sure you stay listening to how things go. Let's go. Clayface should be a villain in the next Batman movie. Oh, I'm a big Clayface guy, so that would be great by me. I should pick up girls with my designs. Maybe I'll think it's only for. I don't know, man. If you know, pretty girls with YouTube channels, they're doing a vlog thing or whatever like that, or Instagram. I don't know how Instagram works, but you could always throw that same offer out there, and maybe they'll say, hey, okay. But. Girls like comic book drawings, believe me, I haven't known that. There was one girl that I remember, I drew her, like she was beginning to start to draw. I mean, nothing happened with me and her, but, we were showing each other, our drawings and stuff like that, but that was it. But yeah, no. If drawing impresses women, I mean, it's one of those things, it's like dancing. I've been told it impresses girls, but I have yet to see, I've seen some proof, but not enough for me to feel confident on it. This one thigh is a little big, so I'm gonna knock that down. Okay, I found $2 on my school. Hey, congratulations, man! Don't spend it all in one place. Even though in today's day and age, I'm pretty sure you have to. Do you guys know if they are good looking? If who's good looking? Dave, what's your favorite superhero film? It's either Captain America: Winter Soldier or it's going to be Infinity Wars. See a darker version of the Riddler in these movies. I really thought Chris Nolan was going to go there too. I was really expecting that. I mean, I was pleasantly surprised with Bane, but I said that from Batman Begins on, we've seen aspects and elements of Batman develop. We didn't see him, and he did some of it. Don't get me wrong, he did some detective work, but we didn't see him really flex the brain. Because in DC Universe, Batman's one of the 3 smartest people. And I really don't think we see some of it in movies, but we never really seen how much. Like in the Marvel films, we know Tony Stark is a smart dude. He's made that very clear. I would like it if Batman kind of put it out there. Dave, you look okay looking, no, what? Dave, I don't understand what that means, but I think that's a compliment, so thank you. Favorite movie is Dark Knight. All right, Harry Flynn. Okay, so, all right, we got that. So Jerry Renner, Hawkeye. So okay, so we got this down. We got this structure down. And if it looks like I'm just erasing perfect good work, it's because I'm slowly going to be adding and building upon it. Hey, what up, Sam? Thank you for joining. Okay, let's make this character a little more interesting by having his head pointed down. Yeah, I forgot that I wanted to do that from the beginning. See? Weird thing is, when you're tilting a head up or down, the ears, where you put the ears is kind of where it matters. It's like, if you move the ears higher up, it's like, oh, he's looking down. If you move the ears lower, then it's like, oh, he's looking up. The sight line is a big key to it, but it's not as important as the ears. It's a very weird thing, that just moving the ears up and down on the head gives you the same look. I know Jeremy Renner Hawkeye doesn't really wear sunglasses, but I kind of like that look that in the comic books that they've given him. And with these drawings, they're relatively, I mean, they're not too time consuming. They're relatively fun to do, and especially for me right now, I'm in a big I've been in a big drawing kick lately, and so for me, it gives me something to do. And I like watching Bob Ross or other artists drawing. It's, if I like their presentation, it's one of those things that I find very interesting. I've always been able to kind of get behind it, and I find it relaxing. So for me, I like these kind of videos. I don't know. Yeah. even though I know they're not for everybody. How would you fix the DCAU reboot? Nolan said he wanted Batman physical outmatch. Yeah, no, and I get that. I totally get that. I still like Dark Knight Rises. I know some people hate it, but I thought it was good. Harry Flynn overall, or just a comic book film overall? Yeah. So don't get me wrong. I was surprised that it ended at 3. And if you had to pick 3, it was like, wow, oh man, that's a tough order. But if you had to end it, yeah, Bane was the guy to do it. Yeah, I get a lot of girls on Instagram DM me, but they ask me for free work, which I don't have time for. I might have to switch to the Google, since I don't really remember what Jeremy Renner's costume looks like. And I'm also making pretty sure this is a way more jacked version of Jeremy Renner. Well, I'm not going to cheat just yet and go to the Google. Instead, I'll just go by what I think Jeremy Renner's costume looks like. Oh, in case you're wondering, so this is a metered eraser. I was given like a bunch of them of different sizes, and I don't need them that big, so I just combine them all together in some big wad of chewing gum, and I just use it. But these are pretty fun. I like using these. Okay, oh, double A? Really? That's surprising. Maybe you have to just give him more of a chance. Dave, what superhero would you like to see on... Sorry, let me just adjust the camera again. Like to see on either the big screen or on TV. What, that I haven't seen already? It was my least favorite Nolan movies. Oh, and I understand that Dark Knight Rises is least favorite, but I still think it was good. Harry Flynn, I watch too many films to have an overall favorite, but for comic book films, I'd go along with the Dark Knight as well. Yeah, Dave, what do you think about the Captain Marvel trailer? Yeah, like that's the thing. It's like more of a teaser. It didn't tell you anything. It's like a lot of people get very excited for teasers and stuff like that, but it's like I don't have any meat yet. I don't have any information on it. Like I can't react towards it or understand how I'll feel towards it until I get more movie. What's the actual storyline? I can't. It's hard for me to get psyched when I don't kind of get the idea about what the film is going to be like. So I kind of hear you on that. So I wouldn't say it looks boring. I would just say it's a teaser, so it doesn't give you enough information to know what's going on. Dave, me and you need to do a project together where you draw something cool and I do a graphic design for it on the computer. Huh. See, that is the one area where I do admit, I really like coloring on the computer. I think you could do a lot of cool effects on that. Yeah, see, I'm the same way. Batman Begins was my favorite out of the Nolan movies. Okay, so... this is actually pretty good. I know he probably has a high-tech bow, but man, I don't remember anything about high-tech bows. You should go to New York Comic Con, build up your ASM collection. Well, I have everything up to, I believe, issue 600. Digitally. Dave, do you collect any action figures? Not anymore, really. I get a lot given to me as gifts. It's like something that I think a lot of my friends think I'm supposed to have. I thought it was weird about the Captain Marvel movie was that Samuel L. Jackson was playing his character. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Yeah, create a portfolio of your work. People should... Well, that'd be nice, but yeah, I haven't gone down that road yet. Dave, who do you think is the worst casted superhero / villain, or both? Do you use Marvel Unlimited? I do not. It was an old computer program. Worst casting ever. Oh, that's a good one. Because I know there's like a glaringly obvious answer, and I can't think of them off the top of my head. Tough call. Yes, any suggestions? Who do you think was the worst casted superhero or villain? Get my brain roared again, since I'm trying to divide my attention between two things. And I'm still trying to remember what Hawkeye's costume looks like. Dave is an old school designer, and I'm a modern designer. Alright. Yeah, I gotta cheat. I gotta look it up, because I have no idea what his costume looks like. You know, I gotta cheat before I start drawing Alan Alda from MASH. For those of you who get that reference. Wow, he's got like, they're not shorts, but he's kind of, I didn't realize this, he's kind of got almost like dad cargo pants going here. He's kind of got like a dad look going to him. You know, Hawkeye being the father figure, or, you know, a family man that he is. But yeah, he's kind of got like, he's like a cross between like a dad and a cameraman. I think they're going for like a SWAT look, but hey. Okay, yeah. All right, no, never mind. It was just the thing I was looking at. It's not as bad as I'm making it out to be. I think George Clooney as Batman was terrible, although on paper it worked. Yeah, see, that's the thing. On paper it should work. Yeah, it was terrible, but yeah. Jay Leno cast. What was Jay Leno cast as? Dave, are you excited for the Joaquin Joker movie? I gotta wait and see. I'm interested in part of it, but yeah, I'm gonna work on an episode where I talk about it a little more. I should have it up this Thursday. It's finally when people confuse Jared Leto and Jared Leto. Yeah. That's not good, but yeah, I feel like there's something worse. I think Clooney was this is Batman. It was terrible. Yeah, like I said, on paper it should be good. So I'm not gonna say that. Jared Leto's the Joker. Okay. It's bad, but I mean, I'll just put it this way: like Heath Ledger was a surprise when everyone picked him. When people picked him for the Joker, I was not happy with it, and I was surprised because he did better with the role than I thought. You know, significantly better than I thought. Better than I think anybody thought he could possibly do. Like, it was like, that guy from 10 Things That I Hate About You? Are you serious? Like, yeah, so I was dumbfounded by that one. And I understand that the movie for Jared Leto has come out, so we already know what we got, but at the same hand, I don't necessarily think it was all him. I think the script and, you know, all that Joker footage that got cut from the movie that he complained about. You know, I'm sure that might have fleshed his character out a little bit more. It is a weird costume. You know, here I thought the movie version was going to be more simplistic, but nope. Shows what I know. The problem is it's really dark, so all these details I'm kind of losing, and now I'm struggling to find them, and now that I did find them, I realize there's so many more details than I thought. Admittedly, I'm probably going to admit a whole bunch of them, just because I can't be bothered with trying to figure out how this weird design thing works. Yeah, I didn't realize he had this many buckles and patches and stuff. And I did not realize that one arm is exposed and the other one was not. You should draw Alexa Bliss and tweet it to me, and I'll make you. Yeah, I made a banner for Seamus's YouTube channel, and he liked the tweet. Wow, no kidding. I can't draw. I don't think I can capture someone as beautiful as Alexa. The sooner we accept it, the better. Whoa, did I miss something? Oh, I think Leto did a good job, and I don't. He's getting a fair chance. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. I don't think he got a fair chance either. Plus, people need to let the Heath Ledger thing go. He was great and probably won't be topped. See, like I thought Ledger was good. I don't think he was my end-all be-all favorite though. You know, I don't think he's untoppable. You know. CW shows. I really haven't watched any of them since Smallville. Yep, no joke. I saw a fan arc from Jim from The Office playing Mr. Fantastic. Yeah, I saw that too. I tend to have a fan cast correct mentioning that. Oh yeah, what was I doing? Oh yeah, that's right. I was trying to see what Hawkeye's really odd costume looks like. Oh yeah, I was got to figure out how to draw his weird bow, his modern bow. Okay, so one arm exposed. Oh wait. One arm exposed, which I don't really even understand why. Okay, where's my Maddie Faction Boys at? Good question. Where is Maddie Action at? Dave, who would you cast as Mr. Negative besides myself? Good question. I thought Chris Evans was actually pretty good as Human Torch. Yeah, he was. I thought he was real good. Very charming and funny and, likable, but not too smarmy. He was the right blend of everything. Shaq Steele was the best casting choice. Kappa. Well, of course. Yeah, so other than myself, good question. Very good question. Because that is my answer. I haven't seen him lately, but you know what? I wouldn't mind to see what Russell Wong was up to lately. Especially because, here's my thing. Of course, I would like to take it on myself, but I kind of like how Mr. Negative is more of an older person, or at least I think he's an older person. I think he's like more of he's a slightly older gentleman. It's a very weird costume. He's got guns and pouches. And pouches and guns. And thigh strappage. That's it. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with this foot. The foot was wrong. I'm like, why am I looking at the foot? It's because it's on the wrong angle. That's why. There you go. That makes a little more sense to me. And here I also thought he had a weird high-tech bow. I didn't realize how normal this bow looks. How it looks kind of like the cartoon version of a bow that I had in my head. It is disturbingly hot in here. Okay, sorry, I haven't been keeping up with the Harry Flynn is Mr. Me. You should have done a live stream on the channel first. Come to this one. You should. On the other. Yeah, I could have done that. You think they would go with Fantastic Four, Marvel Cinematic for the X-Men? Or the X-Men? I would like the X-Men first, only because the whole thing with mutants is how do you explain them not being around, or what's this thing? But don't get me wrong, I think the FF is needed. I wouldn't mind doing them at the same time, but if I had to pick, I would go with the X-Men first, just because. And also, I'm a bigger X-Men fan. Harry Flynn is Mr. Negative. I would cast Joe Sakai, but he's too old now. Dave is an older gentleman. Well, I meant older than me. Are you going to see the Venom movie? I am. Me and Elmer are going to see it. How's Big Al doing? Fine, I think, since last night. What's the first comic you ever read? First comic book your father read? Father-wise, I don't know. I don't know what the first one he read, but I remember where I lived when I was little in the Bronx. We used to get Batman comic strips and Spider-Man comic strips. So I don't know if that counts. But the first thing I have any memory of was a Captain America. I had an asthma problem when I was little, and the doctor gave me a Captain America versus the asthma monster comic book. So it's like the first thing I can remember. Donnie Yen could be Mr. Negative. That's doable. Donnie Yen would be also Mr. Negative. I mean, the only thing is I'm hesitant to cast Donnie Yen because with his fighting capability, I don't want to put him in something because Mr. Negative is just a monster. Yeah, he can throw hands, but it's I wouldn't put him that just because he's not supposed to be that good. He's just supposed to be a crime boss. I really like that Static Shock cartoon. Mr. Negative in the Spider-Man game seems to be in his late 30s. And I don't think I look that age. But yeah. Oh yeah, when I was a little kid, I did. Dave, do people get smashed by puddles and rocks? Yeah, of course, all the time. I'm sure it's happening now. Always thought I'd like to do there. It's pretty bad. It's pretty rough. It's pretty expensive. It ain't cheap. Don't know what I'm doing here. Just kind of. All right. I think I screwed around all I need to with this. Time to go to the pens. Brush pen. I wish I need to work out a system better. I'm terrible. So I've heard that too, and I want to go to London too. 5. I wish there was a better system than just looking at the tips of these pens trying to figure out which size I'm using. Double font. I just picked that one up. I always talk about color coding them or doing something so I know, but I'm probably never going to do that. Why do you live in New York? Because of the pizza? Florida is where it's at. Is where NXT is at. You bet it sucks here. I heard of pizza in Florida is actually terrible. From a friend of mine who used to live there, he said the pizza is inedible in Florida. He also said bagels are inedible. I've always liked New York. It's home for me. Don't get me wrong, I'm not 100% opposed to relocating, but I would need opportunity, I guess. If I lived in the United States, I think I would like to live in San Francisco. That place looks pretty chill. Yeah. I've never been there, but I've heard that too. I'm glad I'm born in England and not USA. No offense, none taken. Spider-Man game was spectacular, minus the MJ/Miles Morales missions. Pizza does suck here, unless you find your stuff. That's good. Weird thing I always think about. Weird thing I always think about is when I'm drawing eyes, I try to remember that they are wet. Because I had a teacher in college who used to say, remember, eyes are wet. Eyes are, they're important to draw, so you got to make sure that they are wet looking. So he said, just imagine someone licking the eyeball every time you draw something. And I would draw big poster-sized things, and he said, yeah, just imagine somebody just licking that eyeball. And I could never forget. I was like, oh, that's disgusting. He goes, yeah, well, you'll never forget it now, so make sure you draw eyes wet. I'm interested in a Moon Knight movie. Yeah, I think a lot of people are. I am too. What subject do you teach? I teach broadcasting. I would live in Chicago. That's not bad. I love Chicago. Chicago's a great place. Do you think Miles Morales may be in the Venom sequels until the MCU Spider-Man movies are finished? I mean, maybe, but I don't think so. Because my thing is, how much longer is the MCU really going to go on for? Double A Chicago would be a strong second for me. Okay. What's the nicest state? I heard Oregon is very nice. Oregon or Oregon, wherever. I heard it's very nice from people I know who live, from someone I know who lives there now. You know, she moved. She was in that improv troupe that that I had. She moved out. She moved out there, and she really liked it out there. She doesn't live there currently, but she's aching to go back. Aching to go back. She just got to finish up her grad school, and then she's ready to go back. My favorite Ultimate Spider-Man, also, have you read Noir? I have read Noir. My favorite alternate universe Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen. Oh yeah, and worst casted, what do I do? I gotta go back to the worst casting. Man, it's a tough call, because I really don't have an answer, and I feel that there should be one. I feel like there's just someone that's like, I just feel like I was staring at the screen going, what were they thinking? Iron Spider MCU or comic? I didn't like the Iron Spider-Man. I didn't like the Iron Spider. Let's see, Spider-Man or film. Favorite alternate? Okay, I'd probably go USA once or twice. Yeah, I mean, it's nice here. Yeah, and as you can see right now, I'm not really sticking to the pre-drawing as much because I kind of screwed up. And so, because of that, I am just going along with... kind of going along with this drawing the way I want to present it now. Jeremy Renner, you're getting a thicker neck now. I want a superior Spider-Man. Ah, no, awful. One of the like third worst Spider-Man, the second worst Spider-Man thing ever happened. Maybe third. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze is a good answer. That's a really good answer. That's my front runner right now. That's gonna be my answer. Unless someone can beat it, or unless I can think of something else, I'm gonna go ahead with Arnold on that one. New Orleans is because I thought about him in passing, but you know what? It's the most glaring, obvious answer. New Orleans is where I want to go. I want to go to New Orleans so badly, and I've never gone. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool and X-Men Wolverine Origins. It's not horrendous. Believe me, he's not my ideal choice. Like, I know he fits the role pretty well, and he's enthusiastic about the role, which I like a lot. And he's good, but I don't think he's absolutely perfect for the role. You know, I like I like the things he's been doing with it, but let's see, if you only don't like him in Wolverine Origins, then it's not really that you have a problem with him in general. You just don't like that movie, so that you can't criticize, or you shouldn't be criticizing casting for that. I'm switching to a thicker pen right now. This is going to be a 5, and I'm switching to the 5 for the clothes, his clothing elements, to create thicker lines. Something you could do for a different effect is creating thickness of lines, especially at lower areas. On the lower, the lowest side creates shadow, creates thickness. So I'm going to do this to separate his clothing. And so if the line is a little bit thicker on clothed parts than non-clothed parts, then it'll help distinguish his skin from clothing. So that's what I'm doing now. I don't know why I drew that buckle so crooked. That's very weird. Probably because I was going fast. Okay. Dalton. Well, of course I'm going to like the blonde girl better, so casting wants... I hope a new Batman movie comes out. Is good whenever it comes out. That'd be nice. Halle Berry's Catwoman. Alright, yeah, we're speaking there. Harry Flynn, I definitely don't need a mod on this channel. Everyone's so well behaved, and there's not as many people in this live stream. So if I don't need one for the wrestling channel, definitely don't need one here. But, hey, don't worry. If I ever do start needing mods, I'll keep you in mind. gotta stop bringing up the Roman Reigns subject because it seems like Albert gets pretty triggered on that, and we're pretty much gonna alienate the entire school. Ben Affleck is Daredevil. Yeah, I feel like that's an easy one too. Why does this costume have so many buckles? Who buckled this? I think yesterday's stream got out of hand, but it was just a one-off. Most of Albert. Fair enough, Sakura. Well, I'm glad it was entertaining. See, that's the thing. At least when we fight, I hope it's entertaining. I hope people are at least entertained by it. It at least gets people's attention to a degree. You know, at least it's off-putting. It's not around for Monday streams. Not around for Monday streams. That's all right. You know, you do you, man. You get your time periods when you can. Staying, we're probably on pretty late for you over there in England. An interesting casting I've always seen was Channing Tatum as Gambit. I'm not sure how we do with that movie. Yeah, I'm not sure either. But Channing Tatum is on the borderline of entering into oversaturation phase for me, where I'm kind of tired of seeing him. I still think he's all right, but one thing that I have read that I appreciate about him is, again, his enthusiasm for the role, because I believe he is very, very into the character, and he likes how Gambit is like a Southern gentleman, and breaks down a lot of Southern stereotypes. Like he's not a stereotypical Southerner. He actually has some charm and intelligence to him, and sophistication, which Channing said appeals to him in the role, which I like a lot, because that I think it's true. And also, I think when you really, really find the value in a character that other people don't necessarily think of, you can bring a lot to the table with it, and you're going to want to do a good job because you like the character so much. So I think that's important. So, while he may not be my first choice for the role, I will say I like that aspect of him. Gambit doesn't have an accent, right? I think he does. I think he should. Do you watch Preacher? I love the show. No, I have not got around to it. Definitely don't watch Doctor Who. Me and Omar saw one episode of it, and I didn't get it. I was, excruciatingly confused. No, it's not because I got school. I have to be sleeping, though. Oh, well, I figured sleeping for school. Well, sleeping for school and just sleeping in general, I guess. Just general sleep. I just want to go to England. Pineapple on pizza. Ew! Yuckies. Nose. Bad. Ew. I probably should have went back to the regular pen. Is it bad that I forgot which arm is the clothed one and which one is the unclothed arm already? And as you can see, I just kind of do this weird thing where I switch back and forth. I know I've called myself out on it before, but I don't really focus on one particular body part. I just go around. I like to take breaks from things. I like to experiment and see where I'm at. because I think by pulling back every once in a while and just staring at the drawing as a whole, you can kind of get more information than if you just... Who do you think is the worst superhero, worst X-Men, worst villain? Sentry, I think, is the worst hero. Sentry, I just think, is a weird, whiny baby. He's like, a lot of arguments people make about why they don't like Superman, I think, apply to Sentry, but he's got no character, he's got no personality, where Superman at least has that. Worst X-Men... I hate Namor as an X-Men. I will say that much because he's not. I don't like the interpretation of Namor's a mutant either. Worst villain, Michael Corvon. Poor man's ripoff of the Phoenix. John's opinion about Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. I don't think it's the worst idea, but I would like it if it was not in Elseworld stories, if they incorporated it more into something. Like, stop just trying to write this ship of the DCEU and, make something good. And I think Joaquin is up for the challenge. I think he's up for the role. I think he's a talented actor. This John Wayne Gacy interpretation that it appears to be, I don't know anything about it other than just what I've seen, because I don't know how they're going to, the brief bits that I saw, I don't know what they're going to do with it. I'll reserve judgment, but I'm not 100% on board or off board with it. I'm in my mid-30s, Sam. Who can't stand chicken on pizza? No, that's a very, very fair argument. Pineapple pizzas to Alberta pizzas. That's a fair statement. Do you think Green Arrow is just poor man's Batman? I don't. I see why people think that, and I used to think that myself. But the more I checked out the character, the more I kind of get into him a little bit more, and I realize he has his own differences and nuances that make him who he is. That I like a lot, and I've switched over to a brush pen right now, brush tip pen, which I like using. This is especially good for like cloth and things. So yeah, are you married? No, I am not. The thing about Green Arrow, while he does have things in common, I think he's a more likable character, because I think he has he's more interesting, more humanity left in him than Batman does. Yeah, he's more of a fun billionaire. He's not like broody billionaire. He's willing to take shots and things, and don't get me wrong, I get the obvious comparison. It's just I don't view him as such. I had more plans for his brush pen, but for the life of me, I can't figure out what they were. He was that... Favorite animated movie? Mine is Justice League War. Animated movie. Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker. I wish I was married to Alexa. If I was married to Alexa, I think me and Murphy would have some problems. I would have to talk to him like, hey man, it's not cool, man. It's my wife. It's chill. Alright, okay. I think now the drawing's beginning to pick up a little more. Okay, Sam. Whoa, what am I like Jubilee. Jubilee is the worst X-Men. I like her. Sam, but yeah, I hate that they turn her vampire. Sam, but then Dave would get these hands. Alexa has okay. Any anime fans here? Not me. Alexa has some very awesome personality, and she likes video games. Oh, she likes Shake Shack too, so that's another plus. Would totally play Crash Bandicoot with her. Is that a euphemism, Sam? Oh man, I need to see Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. I always want to see it. I like it a lot. I'm a huge Bruce Timm fan, though, so I'm a huge mark for Bruce Timm. Isn't Alexa way too young for you? No, I don't think so. You read Gotham by Gaslight? I have not. If I was married to Nikki Villa, I would never leave. That's probably true. But then I'm pretty sure you would have to go somewhere. I think you guys want a vacation or something. Zach Rowe, I like Bleach. And so Dragon Ball Z Super C. No, I'm not. Up, up, down, down. She. Okay. Okay. Why not? Wasn't going to, but I'll try some rendering here. Rendering, for those of you who don't know, are these crosshatch lines. Am I over-rendering by doing multiple directions? Yep, that's because I didn't really like the way it started rendering in the first place. It didn't fit anymore. Charlotte should play Throg. Really cool if Sasha was the female Thor. Well, Alexa is 11 years older than me, so I have no choice. Saying most. All right. Wait, I forgot about the bow. Guess I'll go ahead and do the bow. The bow doesn't even have this wheel on it. I just thought it looked a little flat without it, so I decided to draw the custom. I really can't believe this is his bow. I always thought his bow was those fancy high-tech bows that they use now. That I seen. And I'm not going to screw around. I just realized I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to... Oh, I forgot this part of his arm. I'm going to use a ruler. Oops. Okay. Sakura, yeah, I hate... Well, that shows Super Saiyan Monster. What's the worst comic book you've ever read? What's the worst comic book I ever read? Easy. Sins Past Spider-Man. Easy. Easily the worst thing ever in comic books. Ever. Best comic book ever read? My favorite is Hush. The Hush series. You know, the Hush arc. You know, I'm talking about the entire arc here. Obviously not one single issue. If I had to pick one single issue of Hush, it was when Jason Todd... When you thought Jason Todd came back. You know, at the end of it. I thought that was great. Oh, thank you. I'm still struggling trying to make it look poignant. I still feel like I'm not 100% there yet. Still trying to figure out. Okay, so when in doubt, time to go to Shadow World. It's like, oh, hey, this ain't that good. I'm gonna have to heavy shadow this. You know, the other odd thing for me is I didn't start using a lot of this expensive equipment until I started doing this for this channel. It just became something I started using. I had a lot of this stuff that was given to me by a friend of mine after I drew something for him and his band, and he was so appreciative he decided to give me art supplies, and because he had it temporarily and he never used it, so he thought it should get some use. And, you know, he figured even if I never used it, at least it's better off. He thought it was better off in my hands than not, which I appreciated. But even I never used it because I've always been more of a low-tech kind of guy, and I never really understood how to use a lot of this stuff. So when I'm playing around with these things now, if you still see me struggling or being confused and all that, or why didn't he do this, that's a rookie mistake. Ooh, that's what I want to do. I'm going to add a little bits of shadow on the sides of his stuff. Little bits. Yeah, there you go. Now, adding that little bit of shadow here on the side makes it look like it's shiny or metallic. That's what I'll do. Thank you. Okay. Whoa. Can you use Photoshop? I use GIMP. I use a free, like, because I got that really early on before I had access to a lot of Adobe stuff like I do now. So I just got used to GIMP, so I know where everything is in GIMP, so I primarily use that. Since Past was awful. Yeah, it was. Green Realm. I view that as not existing. It's been retconned in my brain. Green MCU. Not from an acting point of view, Ronda Rousey wouldn't. Dave, how and why are you not drawing comics professionally? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Do you make your thumbnails? Yes, I do. And I use that on GIMP. I don't use Photoshop. So that's why I use the most of it. And that's why I do the colors, too. I don't know. I had a shot at one. I had a friend who appeared on this YouTube channel, and he worked for DC Comics at the time. And they weren't interested. So, I gave it a shot. I didn't pursue it very hard. I had another friend who was kind of interested in that kind of thing, too. But, I mean, I'm also getting better as I go, too. I'll be the first one to admit that there are a lot of mistakes and things that I've made that I don't really do anymore, but I'm glad you guys like this, because this one right now I've been kind of confused by. That's the other thing, too. Like, typically, I like to have more of an idea of what I'm drawing before I get into it. Sometimes I just start spelling stuff out on paper. Other times I want more of a plan. And when I don't come out with a plan, sometimes I get, sometimes I'm pleasantly surprised with myself, and other times it's more confusing than it is anything else. Like I'm not in love with this one. I feel there's elements missing that I could definitely have done differently. It's also, depending on which character I'm familiar with. And for those of you who may have been confused by why I have this bottle cap just sitting here, it's going to come into play. Why do you think so many people think art is pointless? I don't know. I think, I don't know how it is, but a lot of school systems don't make art seem all that interesting anymore. But people also don't realize how much you can use PSDS on GIMP, by the way. Thank you. Good to know. I think people don't realize how much they use it for. And for me, it's more recreational. I mean, it's something I've been doing ever since I could remember, so it's never been that big of a deal, and I put too much in. Okay, there you go. Sucked some back up. All right. Oh, thank you. See, I'm not even happy. Gotta go. When's the next comic live stream? Good question. Not sure. I will. I'm trying to see how this goes. So far, this is going pretty well. Too bad I got a thumbs down. I don't know who did that, but I got one thumbs down already, so I guess it's not going that well. Oh, Photoshop document. Yes. Oh, yes, you can. That is absolutely true. Okay, so got one thumbs down already. Barely, you only got 5 thumbs up and 1 thumbs down. Well, so apparently this isn't going over all that well after all. Well, one guy, but hopefully that one guy. That one person, that was an accident. Okay. I'm going to try to split the difference now. Okay, so what I'm using is Yumi ink. Yumi ink, I'm using it because it was part of that art supplies that my friend gave me. So there's a ton of it. It's a big bottle, so I'm primarily using it because I want to move it around. It's not as, I don't have as, it was free, and I got a lot of it, unlike this Black India ink, which I have that I like a lot, but there's less of it, and I paid for it, so that one I paid for. Okay. Yeah, there you go. What could Hawkeye's costume be more of? Okay, 7 thumbs up and no thumbs down. Okay, good. Albert did the thumbs down. It was Albert. Yeah, it had to be Albert. What's an unpopular opinion you have that's comic related? I'm not the biggest Batman guy. Like I've said it before. I'm not. I've bought a lot of Batman comics. I've enjoyed a lot of comics. My favorite comic book arc that I've ever read was a Batman arc, but I'm not the biggest Batman dude. So that's definitely one of my unpopular opinions for sure. I'm also not the biggest fan of in these movies. As I've said on this channel before, I'm not the biggest fan of changing character races. For minority parts, making them, a minority ethnicity or orientation or gender or anything like that. I'm really not all for that. And I know there are a lot of people who disagree. I also think James Gunn shouldn't have been fired, but I know a lot of people think that too as well. Maybe the thumbs down with Sean Marks. Yeah, maybe. I want to do more with this drawing. It's not complete to me, but I am not clear what's left. What's left? What's left? What do I gotta do? Okay. What other skills / hobbies do you have? Just besides assessing for Alexa and hating the shield. I don't hate the shield! I know you have to throw anything at me. I cook a lot too. And I'm alright at dancing. Elmer is surprisingly good at dancing, and he can sing very well. I can't sing whatsoever, but Elmer sings very, very well. I'll be honest, I borderline don't even know what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of like applying the brush to things. And I kind of stopped paying attention to what I was doing a while ago, and I'm just idly going by now. I also need a different brush. I don't break dance. I want to learn breakdancing, but yeah, I don't know that. Dave, if you only knew. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, from that alone, you should know I can't sing. Just had a mental image of you tap dancing. Oh, I wish. I said okay, like just in the club. I'm not doing it professionally or anything that's complicated whatsoever. I mean, I just enjoy it. I'll put it that way. I don't do it very often either. It's just like, weddings or parties or a club or something like that. I can't even tell you the last time I stepped foot inside of a club. I still haven't tried that chicken recipe of yours. It's not bad. Okay, alright, well, I think I've screwed around with this almost enough. Tick tock. What's that? Oh man, that was definitely not what I wanted to do. Okay then. Let's try and fix that mess. See, this is not the drawing videos I normally don't do in this space, so I'm like way more cramped than I'm usually. Yeah, I'm not really good at chess. I like it. I don't play it very often, but I'm not good at it. I didn't know you were just going to sketch it. Oh, well, thank you, TJ, for it. Like I said, I'm not super happy with this one, but what are you going to do? Let's see what else I got. What's your opinion on Scarlet Spider? See, here's the thing. I'm not a Ben Reilly dude at all. Elmer, huge Ben Reilly guy. Like, he really likes Ben Reilly, and he always feels bad that people don't like Ben Reilly because, he looks at it from empathetically from the character's point of view. He says, the character, people just don't like him for existing. Meanwhile, it's not his fault. But thank you for all the comments, by the way. I sometimes play in school. I'm pretty bad. But yeah, so, I don't mind. So Elmer's got me to realize that, okay, he's not the worst guy in the world, but still. Dave, which decade do you believe was the best / worst for comics? Worst is a relative term. I mean, you could say the 50s. were the worst. Best, I kind of have to say the 80s. You know, my thing about Ben Reilly is, like, Elmer's turned me around to not hate Ben Reilly like I did. You know, I really hated Ben Reilly. But he's got a fair point. But as a character, he's definitely unnecessary. So, I mean, he's back. You know, the thing about comic books is no matter how poorly something is received, you give it enough time, people tend to start craving it or wanting it back for whatever reason. It's just kind of how things are. What was I doing? Yeah, let me go back to rendering. When in doubt. The key is adding a bunch of techniques so it's hard to tell which one's which. Hard to tell. Question is, what do I want to render? What do I want to Jeremy render? I don't know if anything. I swear, here's the thing. I love rendering, but I almost never do it on this channel. And like the times I have done it, it's because I force myself to do it because I just love the look of rendering. Oh man, I screwed up. I wanted my tissue, but I don't have the tissue here. Do you think we'll ever see a good Galactus movie? I hope so. Ben Reilly more than Kane. See, I like Kane more than Ben Reilly. The mark of Kane is awesome. Well, this channel isn't monetized, so don't worry about that. No one cares what happens on this channel, apparently. YouTube could care less. And Joshua is always interesting. Joshua A is the man. You guys are all the man for coming out here, though. Foot's kind of empty. This back foot right here is kind of empty. One thing I hate about when I render here today, for whatever reason, it's just that's the kind of render mode I am in, but it starts off good, but then it starts wonking out on me. So I think my renders are going to have to stay minimalistic. Yeah, you guys do it. I mean, would you do tattoos? I don't want that kind of I don't want that kind of responsibility, but I have made drawings that people have asked me to draw. Like friends of mine have asked, draw me something, and I'll give it to my tattoo guy, and I'm like, that I've done. But yeah, no, I am not. I don't want that kind of responsibility on my shoulders to draw on somebody's body. Dave, what superpower would you want to have? Visibility, teleportation, one of those things. Being psychic sounds like it will be fun for a little bit, but then it might make me really change my opinion about people. It's like, man, that's what that person really thinks? Oh, no. I don't think I could be friends with that guy anymore. There's no weird thing about me is I don't mind rendering on flesh, but for some reason I am so hesitant to render on flesh. Anytime I go to do it, it's like, whoa, that's skin. You can't render on skin. And it's like, why not? Of course you can. And I have to remind myself it's perfectly acceptable. I mean, my thing is rendering should have a purpose. And this particular style I don't think my rendering has any purpose. And that's why, like, even now I'm forcing myself to do it. It's just rendering should matter. And it should be one of those things that gets done because it belongs in the drawing. And I really don't feel that any of this does. It's just I'm doing it because I want to. And also because I'm trying to do things to course correct. Power will be to make blind date me. Nick, date me. Do you want to be invisible so you could stare? Well, well, the primary reason why I like invisibility is because it would be nice to be just left alone sometimes. I I don't want to what people think about. That's what I think. Like, no, just in general, not even just me. Just in general, I feel like I was like, wow, that guy. Wow, nothing really goes on in that head. Okay, I can't be friends with this person anymore. My pause time. That's not a bad one. B, to manipulate Alexa Bliss's and Carmelo's minds. Oh, you're going for a twofer. Like Ben Riley's Scarlet Spider suit. The suit's cool because of the hoodie. Yeah, no, I like. I'll give you that. The costume is way better for Ben Riley. I also didn't like that Ben Riley got to be in the DC Marvel crossover when Peter Parker should have been. And I know there were crossovers before that. I'm just saying. Okay. What do you think, guys? Can I live with this for our first live draw along? Shall I move on to drawing? Oh yeah, I do want to fix that though. I do want to make. I think it's interesting how this was such a nice and neat, tidy area, and then I started drawing, and now all my stuff is splayed out all over the place. Spider-Man did a crossover with Superman. Yeah, exactly. So I know it's not the. I know. There's been done before, but still. Okay. Now my goal was before I got extra. I gotta fix that. Again, drawing a thicker line on the bottom of stuff gives it more weight. There you go. That's a little more weight. And what am I doing? He should have a sole on his foot. Yeah, it's like I forgot how to draw all of a sudden. Okay, yeah. His sole should have his shoe should have a sole on him. His boot should have a sole. It's got to have a sole. What's this? Was 0.3? I need the 5. Yeah, I need the 5. Okay. How are we doing on time? Not too bad. Not too bad. Part of me wanted to. Where's the brush? Really wish I got. Next time I should probably turn this camera around this way. That way, everything's right side up. I teach at a school. Oh, sorry about this, guys. Yeah, I will. I probably should have done that from the beginning. I didn't even think about it. Sorry. That's my bad. Can we get a room tour? Oh, you kind of seen this room. It's like, also, the behind-the-scenes video of on Dave Knows Wrestling. You can see that too. And plus, this is not a laptop. These cameras are connected, so I can't get up. Oh, thank you, guys. Dave, did you ever play South Park Fractured? Well, yeah, I played a little bit of it. Well, it was very funny. I didn't play all of it, though. So anyway, my plan was I was going to draw. So I got Hawkeye here. You know what? I keep seeing things that I want to improve, so. Well, 100%. Oh, and you know what? Let's see if the brush is dry enough to do this. Well, nope, it wasn't, but I'll live with it. What did you get into first, comic books or wrestling? Comic books, easily comic books. Spider-Man was everything that I first, like, the first memory. I couldn't read yet, but I remember a lot of Spider-Man stuff. And like I said, when I was 3, having that Captain America comic book in the hospital was pretty big to me. You know, it was Captain America saying that he used to have asthma too, and then, you know, you can be all healthy and everything like that. Like, you know, they didn't give me an inhaler or anything. They gave me a comic book. I mean, I didn't need one. I never had an attack that bad again. You know, I don't think I ever will, but so I'm pretty sure it's gone now. It took me a whole year to get into freshman from home. Name. I feel stupid just knowing that. Reverse Capcom Infinite. Oh wow, Marvel versus Capcom for sure. Or two, or neither. No, Marvel Capcom all day. Me, Brian, and Elmer, Monday Night Wrong, we have played that game up. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Next time I will set this up. Because when I first set the camera up, I had no drawing. So I didn't know that it was upside down. I just saw the piece of paper. I was like, okay, there you go. But now I know. There you go. I know for next time now. I'll be better at positioning this, and this won't. Looks so weird. Okay. Thank you guys for bearing with me as I try to coordinate this. I currently have Matt as well. No, and I know it's not. I know it's not the worst thing in the world, but when I was 3, you know, it was a. You know, at 3 it was like, you know, it was some serious stuff at 3. So I was, you know, like it was a really bad attack, and a lot of people didn't realize it was. But like I said, I think I'm fine now, so I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, when I was 3, it was real bad. I was hospitalized for, you know, quite a bit. It took me 2 decades to get into South Park. A movie Bigger, Better, Long Cut was a dirty joke. That was one of the funniest movies I ever saw. Me and my friend, we went to the theater, and I remember just like in tears to the point where I couldn't I couldn't breathe anymore. Like it was so funny. Like that was the hardest I ever laughed on a movie. It was just. I didn't even know it was a dirty joke until you just told me. Man, I'm fine. That South Park just slipped on by you. Have you ever done the bleep test? What's the bleep test? I'm not gonna lie. I originally planned this drawing that I was going to draw. I drew Hawkeye over here because I wanted to draw Hawkeye here and then Thanos here because you guys requested that. But I just realized with Thanos looking at him, like you're not really gonna see all that much. So it kind of changed because at first I was gonna draw like a little Hawkeye shooting Thanos, and then I'm like, no, I'll make him bigger so you can see something. And then I started doing this, and before I knew it, I was like, oh, I'll make him kneeling, and I wasn't like thinking about it. And then now he's just here. Yeah, I don't know what a bleep test is. Plus, this is also an awkward angle for me to draw at. But I did realize, let me get my other pen. This is a 0.05. You know, Hawkeye's eyes look kind of weird to me. There we go, that's a little bit better. If my sentences don't make sense, it's because I'm using my phone recognition software on my. Oh, it's all good. I kind of figured. Bleep test is a thing that you do in PE in school. I've never done that, but I was part of the era where people still did dodgeball, and so. TJ Fritz, the movie was the first time I ever saw even South Park. Huh, Dave, which superhero films do you believe are under/overrated? I think the 1989 or 1988 Batman movie, 89, 88, I don't remember, but depends on where you were when it came out. I think that movie's overrated because I don't think it's that good. It's fine, but I don't think it's all that good. Underrated, part of me says Dark Knight Rises because like a lot of people like, you know, it's easily, I get it that it's not the other two. I understand that. But I really like it. I thought it was a good way of closing out the story. So I guess, off the top of my head, I would say those two. Would you rather have Batman money or Superman powers? Batman money? I think. Yeah, so I want Thanos here, so, but yeah, no, it'd just be the back of Thanos' head staring at him, so that's really not all that impressive. I think the first Superman movies are alright. See, I like that Superman. I like that movie too. What can I? I'll just. I think I might just draw Thanos anyway. He's just gonna be facing. He's just not gonna be looking at Hawkeye, and Hawkeye's just gonna be raising his arm victorious behind him for no reason, apropos of nothing. He's just gonna be doing it. This drawing will make zero sense. There's no point to it. It's just me drawing random characters standing there. And I've already screwed up because I don't have enough room to draw Thanos' craggy chin. And the craggy chin is everything. I love that craggy, the weird craggly chin. Just for Vin Montaigne, who I don't even know if Vin Montaigne is still here, but yeah. Cloth Hut. Whoa, what did I miss? I think the first one. Okay, what's your favorite alternate Spider-Man costume? Mine is the Future Foundation. Yeah, dude, that actually looked really cool. Big time spell suit with the green lighting. Chem sheet. Yeah, no. I liked the Future Foundation costume. You know, the white costume. I thought that was a cool look. I mean, I'm always going to be a sucker for symbiote costume, but I'm going to work on his nose. I did not realize I drew his head so gigantic. Kind of bulby. Why am I drawing? I'm smiling. Double A, that sounds awesome. Chem sheet, I don't know what. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Clove is the beast of all beasts. Yeah, this conversation makes me confused. Something wrong with him. Don't know what. Something about this I don't like. If you had a chance to play the game, it's really good. That's our N. I do the Shinsuke Nakamura entrance. Nice. Future Foundation costume in the Spider-Man game. Do you think Gwen Stacy and Gwen Stacy all the way? Gwen Stacy. Huge Gwen Stacy fan. Something wrong with the eyes here. Well, I always think that maybe sometimes drawing what I want instead of what actually is. So Although, just gave me an idea for Hawkeye again. I heard that they're making a Marvel video game universe, which sounds pretty awesome, but the problem would be Spider-Man PlayStation. Well, man, they're overdue. That Thanos already looking tight. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I meant as a girlfriend or for Peter. Either or. For any case scenario, Gwen Stacy is the correct answer. And so I'm gonna do. Me and my friend talk to each other in broken language, like Matt. Delightful. Yeah, like since all the MCU has gone by, and yet where's our movies? Where's our movie tie-in games? I mean, I know we had some of them, but where's our big Avenger game? I don't know why I used the brush pen. That was a stupid idea. Drawing these little dots because I want it to be very clear that these are shine. It's shine in his eyes because he has all dark eyes, all black eyes, and not pupils. I don't want it to look like pupils. I just want it to look like shine, which is hard to do because sometimes you run that risk of making them look like those are his pupils and not just the shine to it, to his nose, to his eyes. This is my 5. Yeah, it's my 5. Okay, I used to get annoyed at my friend trying to talk like, the boogeyman! Going to get you! If I thought you were John Thanos, not Howard. I always walk behind my friends doing the Kevin Nash entrance. What, tearing your quad? Sorry for going on that cloud tangent. No, that's cool. What? I have no idea what cloth is. Cloth? Hey, Double A, alright, thank you for stopping by, man. Dave, you're in luck. Square Enix is making an Avengers video game next year. But is it like a real game, or is it going to be like a phone? Not a phone game. I want a real game. Like they have test footage of an Avengers game that was supposed to come out that didn't happen, but man, that was good. Another thing I think, I'm not sure if you guys are interested or not, but I got into this lately I've been into this really weird, I'm called like a scratch style, where I've been doing a lot of scribbles and a lot of stuff like this. And, I think I'm going to have to just do that for this one, because that's what I feel like doing right now. I was making business calls. I was doing administrative work, and I was on the phone. And while I was on the phone, I was just taking a regular blue pen, and I was just scratching a lot and just doing it. I was using the markers I had, and that was not my art supplies. It was just markers there, and I was just screwing around, and I started really liking what I was doing. So. Do you collect Marvel Legends action figures? I do not. Future Flight. Take it easy, Clough. What? I don't know what this Clough thing is. So I doubt they're making a phone game. I mean, like the muzzle, all the phone games they already have. It's a real game. Okay, good. Thoughts about when Shane McMahon returned to feud? That's a good question. I don't know. Ooh, I will use the other side of this brush. This marker, this brush side. I'll use that. You know, it's weird because I'm getting like excited for this kind of stuff when it's my marker, and it's not like I couldn't have done that before. I just didn't think about it until now. Do you think it is better Agent Venom, or Anti-Venom? Oh, just regular Venom. That's what I want for sure. Is that Thanos? Yeah, it is. That's your Thanos, man. That was for you, buddy. I know this drawing doesn't make a whole lot of sense with Hawkeye just chilling in the background, just, you know, being all happy for him and stuff, but I wanted to get to that request you had. And you know what? This gives me an excuse to use more ink. So, someone else tell Dave about Clough's easy double A favorite symbiote besides Venom. Carnage! Andy Warren. Yeah, because I have no idea what... I don't even have a faint clue what you guys are talking about. Favorite symbiote besides Venom. Okay, so, yeah. Do it. Do it. I think Clough was supposed to be broken Matt speak. Oh. Okay. I didn't get it. I still don't 100% get it, but alright. This does put a smile on my face. Yeah, no, I said I'm going to do a scratch style now. I'm just using this brush. I'm not even using it all that well. I'm just kind of smearing everything around. See, the other thing is about drawing is when you want to experiment too, now's the time for it. You go kind of nuts. Just see where things take you. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Because even though this isn't what I originally wanted, I'm just kind of staring at it now. You hear about the Red Gremlin? I did. It's supposed to be... Yeah, okay, that's not exactly 100% working out the way I wanted it to either. So, let's go to that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and I forgot about the... Go back to that metallic look thing. we're gonna make this look metallic. So I'm gonna attempt to make this look metallic. So my foot falls asleep. This bum chair. What I'm sitting on. Who's your least favorite Joker? I guess the Jared Leto one. Well, that's not really fair. That's shooting fish in a barrel. Now it's time to just have fun with things. So yeah, I'm using my thumb, going to finger paint mode. Just kind of, yeah, I totally gave up on brush. I think part of you might begin to wonder if I'm losing my mind. There's no real reason why I'm using my thumb. See, the thing is, I can't stress this enough. When it comes to doing art, it's about, and I'm also kind of mad about this smudge right here, but it's time to experiment, so you just kind of go whatever you feel, and that's really what I'm doing. Okay. Right now I'm playing a lot of Assassin's Creed. A lot of Assassin's Creed. Origins. I want to play Life is Strange 2, but I got to start making room on my Xbox. Yeah. Alright, I kind of rushed this one, I'm not going to lie. I kind of pushed this one. Alright, it just scares me. Thought Green Tomlin with the symbiote is crazy. Yeah. Do you ever draw roses? I do. I haven't on this. I did the Daniel Bryan one on, I think it was last week's. All right. Okay, so I'm not super happy with the way that came out. It could have been better. I rushed it, admittedly. Let's Life is Street. I think it's out now, or at least the first chapter of it is. All right, guys. Alright, this is a fairly fun, crazy first ever... Ooh, hold on. I know what I could do. I forgot about the whiteout pen. How could I forget about the whiteout pen? Yeah, kind of rushed it a little bit, but still. All right. I love it, Life is Strange. Me too. Okay, guys, so there you go. Just a first draw along with me. Draw along live stream. So thank you so much for having me. Thanks for being here. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Let me know down in the comments what you want to see more of. You want to see more of these live drawings, if you want specific characters or anything like that. I definitely need to start cleaning up around here. That I've made this huge mess. So let me know. Let's talk about what things you want from this channel in the future to make more of it. Because let's definitely get this comic book channel up so we can get it where the wrestling channel is and beyond, and so both channels can grow. So thanks for having me, guys. You should do more of these. It would be cool to see more wrestlers. They got no problem with that. So yeah, good to know. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to check out my the videos here and subscribe if you haven't already. And let's keep going. Keep this going. So thanks so much for being here. And as always, Dave knows.